The game is over. Welcome to the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Bet above the rest. Only at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Milwaukee. After the last pitch, you've made the switch for 21 seasons. We'll hear from the manager, the players, and the highlights from the game. It's time to talk about the game and the team with Tim Allen and Tommy Wortz on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
It is a final from Atlanta, the game and the series. Well, today's game results are good. A Brewers 9-4 much-needed victory. Welcome in, everybody. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Tommy Wortz, that's him right there. Smile for the camera, Tommy.
Hi. There you go. Got that. That was for you. That was for you.
My name is Tim, and the Brewers put this in the category, not the biggest win of the year, the most needed win of the year. Had to have it, man. You had to have it. I loved what went on in that second inning. How could you not? But not only the run production, it was the ambush style that they did it in. Finally, the Brewers do that to someone else. They jumped all over Elder and got to it. Now, Elder ended up scooping up, another 4 innings after that. He completed 6. You let him off the hook. No, but it didn't matter. I mean, it's the final game of the series, so the bullpen didn't matter at that point. But the Brewers' offense finally gets a bust-out game, and they go on to the victory 9-4, the final. And Pat Murphy, I guess we're going to hear from him, and he'll be pleased about the big inning. We have a Jeff Levering on Brewers TV, a snowman sighting.
Yeah,
that
every
was good.
time. I had Scott tweet at me during the game. He said radio also called it a snowman.
I did not hear that.
All is right in the world.
I did not hear that, but I heard the Levering snowman. But man, they needed this victory, and in this series, folks. You could definitely make the argument they should be 2-1. They should have taken 2 of 3. You could also, a little bit further distance, make the argument they could have swept them. I mean, it was that close. But you didn't. You ended up salvaging a game here, and it snaps a 3-game losing streak. It puts the Brewers' offense back on the map a little bit. And you move on to Cincinnati. So this was a really, really big needed victory. And again, I won't say it's the biggest win of the year, but a needed one in the Brewers situation. They are now 46-29.
Yes, 46-29.
29 in the 26 championship season. I want to get your reaction on this. We're going to hear from Pat Murphy. How about Robert Gasser? Going 6 innings, that's a career high. Going 7 punch-outs, that's a career high. It's a nice performance for Gass. It really was.
I think what Robert Gasser has been putting together as of late is kind of what we have been hoping to see from one of these guys, right? Whether it is Shane Drowan or Brandon Sproat or Robert Gasser, maybe Chad Patrick, you could even argue in the beginning of the year. We were just waiting for that guy to start taking steps, continue to keep moving forward. And even when Robert Gasser gave up the 6 runs or whatever it was in Las Vegas, it was the pitch count, right? He was able to go out there and just endure what the Brewers needed him to in a series that we knew was ridiculous. Now his last 2 go-arounds, Robert Gasser, he gets the 6 innings today. He went 5 2/3 against Cleveland, remember, and didn't surrender a run in that game. Had 5 strikeouts in that performance. Now Robert Gasser, he really looks like he is getting back into conversations of he should be a guy at the tail end of this rotation for the consistent future.
Yeah, and now you're looking at, as you said, him emerging a little bit from that trio of Sproat, Drowan, and Gasser. I mean, maybe it's starting to lean toward Gasser a little bit after today.
If you needed a start in 2026, I think most people would today pick Gasser. Maybe it's recency bias than they would Brandon Sproat.
I think so. Yeah. For right now, especially after this game.
Exactly.
So it does set up what we believe is a Brandon Woodruff sighting for tomorrow's starter?
Yeah.
Is that what we're expected to have? 6:10 first pitch in Cincinnati. We'll see the return of Brandon Woodruff. I like that they're choosing to go with him game one. Pushes everybody back with the off day on Thursday, and you'll have Miz and Harrison going 1-2, or do they separate them again?
No, the probables at least are Sproat and Drowan for Cincinnati. So you would assume Friday gets you Miz and Saturday gets you Harrison, and Sunday could get you Woody.
Yeah, you got to assume that, and that'll be the following series after the Cincinnati series.
Here's a fun question: who's the guy who goes down? Because do they send down a guy like Robert Gasser? Thank you for your service, and he's obviously not going to be available to pitch, and they can bring up another, bring in Brandon Woodruff, or are they going to send down one of those tail end reliever guys like a Yoho or a Rom, and then move a different starter back to the bullpen like a Shane Drowan, who is supposed to start during this? I don't know where they would go.
Yeah. I mean, if it's a straight up 5-man rotation, someone's got to come out. Drowan, Gasser, or Sproat.
They're going to rock with one less in a bullpen that already we have trust issues with.
I doubt it. I doubt they're going 6-man. They need all the help they can get in that bullpen. Thus, Chad Patrick going 3 innings today. I didn't think he had any business being in there in the 9th, but that's me. You have a 7-run lead. That's when you throw in Drew Rom. That's why he's on this roster. I mean, you could still use sort of. I mean, certainly Chad Patrick not available tomorrow, probably not on Tuesday. So I would say he's good to go on Wednesday if needed. Maybe Tuesday. I don't know, but I wouldn't have had Patrick in that 9th inning. Gave up a 2-run shot to Rowdy. Remember those chants?
Yeah, Joey. That's how they sound now. Yeah.
No, there's still to come a bunch of Joey chants.
I don't know. They win the first game where he doesn't start in this one yet again.
Yeah, true.
Just pointing that out there. Cooper Pratt, we really should start having conversation about him on the show today as well, because I don't know if anyone could have expected it to go this well to start. Looks comfortable at shortstop. 5-game hitting streak now for the kid, 2 on top of it. I think everyone's immediately thinking that's an upgrade to what the Brewers had rocking at shortstop earlier this year.
It looks quality. There's no question about it. I wouldn't say moxie. I would just say just professional. I mean, that's the way I would describe Cooper Pratt. It just looks like a pro. He doesn't look intimidated whatsoever. I mean, there was a comment from Levering. Cooper Pratt, just prior to his base hit, had fouled one off his shin, and he was hurting. And he was hurting on the base pass as well. Epstein had to go out there and take a look at him. And Levering said, well, he's 21 years old. He'll be healed up by the time he gets to third. That's why Jeff Levering is Jeff Levering. That is great. A great comment. All right, Nicolay Law talking text line 414-677-1250. It was the second inning, a big 8-run inning after Gasser had given up a run in the bottom of the first inning. So the Brewers were down early in this one, but then the second inning came up. How about a leadoff base hit by William Contreras? Bowers then with a base hit. Mitchell had a ground out, moving the runners over. And here's where the ambush started in here. It was off the bat of Sal Frelick.
Frelick lines one down the left field line. That'll score a couple. Contreras is in. Bowers is in. Frelick on his way to second base with a 2-run double. Just like that, the Brewers have the lead.
Oh, what a nice piece of hitting right here by Sal Frelick, answering back after the Braves score.
Yeah, lace that double, and the Brewers are up 2-1. Pratt then grounded out early in the count. Then it was ambush mode for Hamilton.
Hamilton, a drive towards the gap in left center. It's over Harris's head and off the wall. Hamilton into second base with a 2-out RBI double. It's 3-1.
Oh, there you go. Brewers TV on that call. Yelich, after a couple of swings, he was in ambush mode. Then he worked a walk later on in the inning. Hamilton steals third on the walk. First and third, 2 out, 3 in for Jackson Churio and his ambush.
And he drives on back up the middle. It's a 4-run second for the Brewers on that missile hit by Jackson Churio.
That's a sinker, middle. You don't want to throw it right there against Jackson Churio. He's ready for it all the time. Right back up the middle for an RBI.
Stay with that theme. Stay aggressive, as it was the first pitch RBI base hit for Jackson Churio. Brought up William Contreras. Started up the inning with a base hit and wrapped up the scoring with this.
Contreras, a drive into left. It is back and gone. That ball was shot out of a cannon. Another home run for Contreras. It's an 8-run second inning.
My goodness, this ball sounded like a gunshot off the bat of William Contreras. 110-mile-per-hour exit velocity, a line drive that got out of here in about 1 second.
He is swinging the bat well, William Contreras, right now. So Snowman put up in that second inning 8 runs on 7 hits, a walk, a stolen base, 11 men to the plate. Contreras in the inning, 2 for 2, 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. 8-1 into the bottom of the second. Interesting. Gasser worked around a leadoff full count single. At least he didn't walk him. 1, 2, 3 after that. Couple of strikeouts. Shutdown inning. Then there was an inning, I want to say it was the third inning, where Gasser pitched a scoreless inning despite a leadoff base hit. 15 pitches in the inning, and Atlanta Braves hitters swung at 12 of them.
Oof. Yeah. He had a pitch count. I think he had 48 through 2 innings in this one, and then was able to still dial it in and somehow finish 6 in this one. And he ends up only throwing 97 in the game to close things out. He really figured it out after the second.
He did. Allowed a scratch run in the fourth, and all 4 leadoff hitters, first through fourth, were on base via the hit. The only hits given up by Gasser in his performance ended up going 6 full, allowing 2 runs. Then it was Chad Patrick, 3 innings of work. Gave up a 2-run shot to Rowdy Tellez, and there's your final 9-4. That other run for the Brewers came late, and it was a wild pitch where Garrett Mitchell scored on. So there's your final 9-4 as the Brewers do salvage a game in Atlanta. And wrapping up this Atlanta series, I will say this, not to be super negative, because this is a huge win, and I'm super pleased with this. But I got to say, from this show, from what I'm reading online, and from the best barometer, buddies that text me about the Brewers. Oh, there was a lot of F-bombs dropped over my text messages last night. Whoo! I will just remind folks, I've been pretty steady with this. Just because you're a manager of a baseball team does not mean you cannot yourself slump. Whereas you try things and you think you're making the right decisions and things just don't go right, and man, that didn't work, or I shouldn't have pinch hit for this guy. Murphy, over the couple of years here at the helm, he's been pretty transparent with saying, that was on me, or I wish I could take that one back. You don't hear it very often, but he does say it. I will say that I believe manager Pat Murphy is in a slump right now. I do. But that doesn't mean I don't like him. That doesn't mean he's not a great manager. I just think he's in one of those modes that a manager can get into where some of your decisions don't work out. What manager Pat Murphy told us last night with his decisions, we'll expand on that after the break here. I want to get Tommy's thoughts on that too. You guys had to go through a show last night after what happened. That was brutal. Wow.
Painful.
It was painful. Might have been the most painful loss of the year.
That could have been, yeah.
Maybe not the biggest, but the most painful. All right, we'll take a break. Still a lot to get to. We're talking Brewers baseball after a 9-4 win It's the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. There's Tommy Wortz, Tim Allen, a much-needed Brewers victory, and we're talking about it.
Fans, the game is over. Welcome to the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. Bet above the rest. Only at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, Milwaukee. After the last pitch, you've made the switch for 21 seasons. We'll hear from the manager, the players, and the highlights from the game. It's time to talk about the game and the team with Tim Allen and Tommy Wortz on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Contreras, a drive into left. It is back and gone. That ball was shot out of a cannon. Another home run for Contreras. It's an 8-run second inning.
My goodness, this ball sounded like a gunshot off the bat.
There it was on Brewers TV, and it's a final. The result is good. A Brewers 9-4 victory. Welcome in, everybody. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Tim Allen, Tommy Wortz, and put it in the category of the most needed victory of the season. Maybe not the biggest win.
The best win after a painful loss all season.
Oh, this made last night a little less painful. But want to get your reaction on this and the Brewers situation in Atlanta. You can make the argument that they should have won 2 of 3 here, if not sweep them. But hey, you play the games and you crawl out of Atlanta with a series loss, but you snap a 3-game losing streak. You get the Brewers offense back on track. Road trip continues. More on that a little bit later on as the Brewers head to Cincinnati tonight for a 3-game series starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
What did Pat Murphy tell us last night about his decisions? Well, regarding his decision, this is what he told me. The Brewers right now do not have a closer. We're going closer by committee. That's what's going on. That's what he told me last night.
Which seems just so unfair to Trevor McGill right now. I mean, McGill's been so lights out now for over 2 months, it feels like, to this point. And we all know how terrible he started, but that decision yesterday was I don't know, Counsolian.
It was
a little bit where you wanted to put this lefty in versus lefties, and it was an obvious choice in Murphy's words. And all of those lefties hit left-handed pitching better than righties. So it makes no sense. What do you mean obvious choice during that? Baldwin's hitting over 300. Albie's over 300, 7 points higher on Matt Olson's record too for left-handed pitching versus right-handed pitching. There was no obvious choice by any means, Murph.
Gosh, that one hurt. I'm just saying. Now, again, I don't want to spoil the fun today with the Brewers' victory, but you have to. You have to look at that in a bigger picture. Moving forward, this team, as of right now, does not have a designated closer. They are going to go with matchups.
That's now the new biggest team need in your mind?
A reliever, yeah. I've been saying it for a while. They need a relief pitcher.
Closer.
I don't know. I think McGill has proven it to me. What has he done wrong for several weeks here?
Right. Yeah, I don't disagree. He's got a 1.64, 4 earned runs over his last 22 appearances.
That's crazy good.
Yeah.
That's a closer good.
It's a closer.
That's your closer. It doesn't matter lefty, righty coming up. But that's Murph, and he has shut my mouth many, many times when I have gone against the grain with him. But in this case, again, I'll just say, every manager in baseball has had a slump with their decision making. Every single one. They may not admit it because that's bringing negativity in, but they know it. They know, dang, it didn't work again. Gosh darn it. Let's play it safe. Let's play it middle of the fairway until I get my head on straight here.
Would you go into a slump if you needed a new back and a new hip?
Yeah, I might. That might affect me a little bit.
just saying, like, yeah, it could be more of a story there of maybe I make a couple more bonehead plays because my back is on fire right now. This is my only explanation.
So back surgery on Thursday, and then hip during the All-Star break.
Yeah, that's a rough 4 weeks.
Yeah, it is. All right, well, let's get a call or two in here. On the Nicolay Law Talk and text line at 414-677-1250. We'll say hello to our buddy in Egypt on that Odyssey app. Hey, Tom, how are you?
Hey,
and a big win for the crew.
Yeah, and just going to start from saying I love these early games because it's 11:30 here tonight. I got to pay attention to the whole game. Most of the games, the evening games, I wake up in the morning, I see the end, and then it's usually the time is right for me to actually listen to you guys on the Odyssey app, so I mostly hear the deconstruction, then I go to the office and I watch the highlights. So this was really nice.
How do you get into that schedule, Tommy? Could you imagine? I mean, Brewers play overnight. When you wake up, it's the final pitch.
I have the privilege of working with you every day. You are not the first voice I'd like to hear in the morning, Tim Allen. No,
sure. We already talked about I'm taking a shower with you guys.
Yeah. Good point.
But you didn't have to sleep with us.
Yes,
that's okay.
Yes.
No, that's all right. Anyways, so it was really fun to see this game, particularly since I didn't watch the last 2 games in live time. And hey, man. I think they need somebody else in the bullpen, and I think they need one guy out and one other outfielder, and then they'll be keen. I also agree with you that the whole thing about not having a closer is really nasty because he's done a good job. He's done everything you could ask him to do.
Tommy, what has he blown? 2 saves?
This year, I think he's got 2 or 3. Let me check.
People are acting like he has 6 blown saves in a half a season. That's not the case.
It's like saying is Miz a bad pitcher because the crew only won 3 runs. It's a thing. I also think that but I agree with you. I do love our coach, our manager so much, Murphy. I think he has made this team rise to levels beyond. But that doesn't mean we should be critical of him, when he's doing. And you're very good at that. I don't know if he, likes you, but you're very good at that in the sense that it's like, he is justifiably the best manager in baseball the last 2 years. But doesn't mean he can't make wrong decisions and all this kind of stuff, And I do think saying we don't have a closer is kind of. I don't know. I'm not a Major League Baseball player. I don't know if Trevor goes home and weeps in his but it's like, you need to tell people, man, you are doing what we need you to do and all of that. So, and here's the thing, the 3-game slide was really rough, but look, they got 9, we got 9 runs again. So, I know some of the other guys who call in J-Mal, they're going to say, it's a long season. It's still we are now in that, I guess, kind of weird place in the season where we know we are good, but we can't let up, And I think that's where we are right now.
It's not like McGill hasn't been an all-star closer before, too, Tom.
Yeah.
Not that long ago either.
No, I agree.
Say last year. Wow. All right, Tom. Well, stay.
I'm coming back to Wisconsin to see my auntie after my son's wedding in September. And there's I think it's Pittsburgh homestand, so I'm going to try to see all 3 games when I'm in Milwaukee.
Nice, nice. Let us know when you're in town, and maybe we'll be out and about.
Yeah,
you can pop
I'll do that. I'm taking my daughter with me. My daughter from New York. All my kids are Brewers fans, so I'm taking my daughter with me. Okay. Hey,
thank
man.
You, Tom.
Again, thank you for sometimes I am waking up with you in the morning, as gross as that is. But thank you for being clean and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we'll treat you right. Man. We'll treat you right and pay cab fare. All right. 414-677-1250 Nicolay Law fan talking text line. Want to get one more in, Tommy?
Yeah, we can get one more in. Okay. Let's go over to Atlanta. Jackson, boots on the ground. What's going on, Jackson?
Howdy, sir.
How are we? Big win today.
Great win. It should be 3 great wins. We are a McGill 9th inning appearance and a big hit away from the sweep. But we took 1. We take that. We're gonna go take 3 in Cincy. It's gonna be great.
Okay.
We didn't lose a lot of ground. We're still first NL Central. We're doing great.
Yeah. Are you on the road to Cincinnati right now?
We are on the road to Knoxville, where then we will be going to Cincinnati tomorrow.
Okay, nice.
Knoxville. What's in Knoxville? That's maybe the halfway mark or what?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
We want to leave Monday morning in Atlanta.
All right. So does your dad let you drive part of the way?
Yes, sir.
Oh, he does.
Great driver.
Nice. All right. Well, how many Brewer fans did you see today?
Not a lot. I mean, there were more the other 2 games. This game there was not a lot of people here compared to the other 2.
Yeah.
Which is really sad because you know what they missed? They missed a Rowdy Tellez home run, which even as a Brewers fan was great to see.
Okay. All right. So who's the closer of the Brewers right now?
Trevor McGill.
Okay. All right. We'll mark it down. Call us from Cincinnati. All right.
All right. See you tomorrow, boss.
Thank you.
Take it easy. 414-677-1250. I mean, that's the question. Who's the closer right now?
It's an easy answer. There's one guy who doesn't know the answer.
Well, our boss, meaning Murphy, told me last night. Now, again, he didn't tell me this. His decision told us this.
Mm-hmm.
But that answer was there is not a closer, designated closer for this team.
It's Chad Patrick when you're up by 6.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we'll take a quick break, come back, and continue to get your reaction here after a Brewers 9-4 victory to salvage game in Atlanta. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Well, happy Father's Day here on Father's Day 2026 and a Brewers victory. Thank you. 9-4 the final to salvage a game in Atlanta. Tommy, your father, impacted your love of the Brewers somehow, I'm assuming.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah, big baseball fan. He listens to pretty much every show, I would say, too. So regardless if it's Brewers coverage or not that I'm on, went out to breakfast this morning with them. Shout out the Forum on Highway 100 right over here. And yeah, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Happy Father's Day to you, Mr. Tim Allen.
Yes, thank you. Got a call from my son who was at an IndyCar race in Michigan.
Oh, okay. Big time tie.
4. It was a bachelor party. They went out and got an Airbnb cabin, fishing, boating, then go over to some car race somewhere.
Wow. Father's Day bachelor party is either the best idea or the worst idea of all time.
Yeah.
I think Father's Day, probably not as big of a deal if you did that over Mother's Day.
Yeah,
It would be a much bigger problem if you did it over Mother's Day.
True. It doesn't matter to me. I don't expect
That's literally everyone on Father's Day who's a dad. Whenever I hear them say it, they're like, I just would not care. Just want to not care for the day. That's what I would love.
No, and my pop passed in 2019. And he was a big influence. Not the biggest of sports fan, was horrible at throwing a football or a baseball or a basketball. Just was not good.
Okay.
It was just not good. But we'd get on the motorcycle and head to County Stadium, and it just all the time. And he'd sit back, eat his peanuts, have his beers, and I'd be down first rail hawking autographs and baseballs. It was really, really big influence on it. All right, let's squeeze in another call. Let's go to Kenny. Beer count. It's Sunday. So what does that mean on the count?
Well, hold on, boys.
That's what it means.
Yeah, that was a dad out of 10 for Father's Day.
I would tell you this, that the BC is high, having a good time. Finally got to get back up here to the Northwood, sitting on the deck. Beautiful day, sun shining. Got the grill going. Brewers win. I mean, Father's Day. My pop, he's busy with my sister and my brother today, so they're taking their turn today. And my sister says, "You're not going to be here for Father's Day." I said, "I see Dad every day. I take care of him all the time."
That's true. That's true. You're lifting all the heavy weights here with your pop.
Exactly. So it's like, now he's covered. He's all set. He's gambling today. He loves his video machines. He's eating his chicken wings and his onion rings, and he's drinking beer, and he's smoking cigarettes. Wait. Oh, Jesus, wait. Did I say smoking cigarettes? Sorry, Dr. Okwasmi, you didn't hear that,
Yeah.
Because if anybody knows, my dad, he's got cancer, but it is what it is. The man's lived a long years, and he's still enjoying life, and you would know it if you've seen him. So with that being said, big Brewers win today, and yes, you're right. They had an opportunity to sweep them, but at the very least win 2 out of 3. Offense came up big. When really good teams, they overcome adversity. A 3-game losing streak, not a big deal to this team. Just the way Murph has them going. And yes, Murph is going to make changes and do things that we don't all like. Hey, we don't know what he knows. So there's a lot of things that are going on internally that he's working through and keeping the wheels moving. And you got a team that's got 46 wins, 29 losses. They're 17 over 500. They're in first place. They've been in first place. Everybody's chasing them. This whole deal with the pitching staff and the closers and so on and so forth, those are all good things to have, because you still do have people that can close out games like McGill, like he's been doing. They did the Uribe thing. Uribe's had some bumps in the roads. That's just the way it is. You're figuring things out as you're moving through the process, and you're keeping your lead, and you're keeping your boys working hard as you're starting to integrate potentially new players like we did with Pratt. But I think there's more to come. I've been saying this for months on end, that there is more to come with this team. There will be moves made. There will be surprising moves made, in my opinion, by Matt Arnold in a good way that I don't think people know. And like I said, when they're talking about particular trades, right, Tim? and Tommy, and you hear, oh, they're going to get Tariq Skubal. Why? Because some national beat reporter said he should be with the Brewers? No,
Right.
I'm not buying into that. I don't want another wounded guy on the team.
Well, I don't know. If he's healthy, I'll take him.
I agree. Kenny,
Come
also this win preserving the 61-3 winning percentage. That is the exact pace you need for 99.3 wins in an MLB season.
So this was huge for you, Kenny.
Well, exactly. And, you know, every time they chalk up another win, you know what's going to really start getting exciting? When we get to that 70-win mark. You know, once you hit that 70-win mark, there's something about that 70-win mark, especially when you're 24, 25, 26 games over. It becomes where the other teams in your division, you really start to deflate them. I don't care who they are. They realize what it's going to take for them to catch up.
Might be the best point he's made all year long. That's exactly right. And I'll tell you why, because we've been on the other side of that. And I've been saying it on the air over the years, saying that, man, are they going to lose? They're not opening the door. Even if you win 4 of 5, you gain no ground because those guys just won't stop winning. And that's now flip the coin. That's where the Brewers are at.
Yeah, and the Brewers right now, they control their own destiny, and this is what's beautiful to see as a Brewer fan. As this team continues to win and push forward, these shows are going to get more exciting. You're going to have more callers. You've got people listening all over the world. This is outstanding. Great job today, boys. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there.
Thank you, Ken.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, happy Father's Day. How did your father influence your love of the Brewers here? I know mine did, without a doubt. He knew I loved him, and he would take me all the time. All right, we'll take a break here. Come back. Still an hour to go if you guys want to jump in here at 414-677-1250 on the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. Tim and Tommy, a 9-4 victory. It's the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Still an hour to go here if you guys want to jump in. Nicolay Law, fan talk and text line at 414-677-1250. It's the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Tim Allen, Tommy Wortz, and a 9-4 Brewers much needed victory.
Much needed. Jeff in Woodville, I like the ambush approach in the second and to hang the snowman on the Braves.
Loved it.
414 writes in, if you're going to win one of three, making it the last one feels a little better. Need a 5-1 over the next 6 in the division and bounce back series.
Well, I will say this. You take the series in Cincinnati, suddenly after the 3-game losing streak, you've won 3 of 4. Just boom.
Oh, okay.
Just by taking the series in Cincinnati.
You're thinking that far ahead. Hey, Scott.
Well, one at a time. But again, just not selling the series itself. Just win this series, and you've won 3 or 4 games. And boom, that 3-game losing streak out the door. Robert Gasser, I think sometimes we can be lulled to sleep a little bit when somebody returns from Tommy John. And we expect that Robert Gasser from a couple of years ago. And sometimes it's just not that easy. He's slowly starting to put things together in terms of confidence for Brewers fans.
Scotty Tiffany, no Ortiz nor Perkins today. Coincidence? ? Anyway, great show by Gasser. And to think I picked Sproat over Gasser in the latest 9 to noon poll last week. Gasser has changed my mind today.
He is starting to change people's minds. Yes, that's the point. Also, your father, how has he impacted your love of the Brewers? Because clearly, if you're listening to this show, by virtue of that, you love the Milwaukee Brewers. I mean, you're a huge fan. You consume all sorts of Brewers information, whether it's the podcast or radio shows or articles or whatever it might be online. And somehow you became a Brewers fan. I think most times it's because of your parents. And I will say this, and I mention this every year on Father's Day. When we say, the love of your father, it doesn't have to be your biological father. It's whoever is that father figure in your life. That's your dad. It's okay. Because I think a lot of people get thrown that, well, he's not really my dad. He's, not my biological. No, if that's the case, whoever is that figure as your father, so be it. Happy Father's Day. All right. Tim and Tommy in a 9-4 victory. We'll go to our Sunday chat with Uncle James. Uncle James, a much needed win today.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. What it do?
What it do?
Damn, we needed this game so bad. So you guys got about 50 minutes to kill. If nobody else wants to call, I can help.
No, there's more.
Time.
No, there's more.
All right, well then I'll be quick. But I'm just saying, your ratings will be off the hook. But anyhow, I missed most of the game today because I had to work. But of course, I get out to my car and they're already winning 8-1, and then they score one lousy run the rest of the game. It's like our team waits for somebody to get a hit, and then another dude will get a hit, and then they got to keep the train going. You know what I mean?
6 runs were scored in that 8th inning with 2 out.
Well, yeah, that's amazing. Like I said, the last 2 or 3 games, we pretty much didn't get a good hit when we needed one. I mean, we left so many runners in scoring position. It was crazy.
I think we determined that they were 5 for their last 31 with runners in scoring position after the game yesterday. And today they bounced back nicely. They were 5 for 13 with runners in scoring position.
Well, and that's why I think occasionally the bullpen does get a bad rap because there's no margin of error there. There's no, you can't, when you give up a run, it's big. Gasser gives up a run in the first inning, whatever. You can come back. You got to score to win anyway, so it's a run in the first, big deal. I think they all count the same, but I think we sometimes, including myself, I think we sometimes forget that, as the bullpen goes, say you fill 2 2/3 or something like that, or 3 innings worth of work, and you give up a total of 2 runs. Sometimes that's the difference in the game, and it gets magnified because it's right there at the end. And look, Ashby needed to pitch a little bit better. He's the first one to tell you that, but sometimes we got to give the bullpen a little bit of a break when they give up an occasional run or two.
Did you realize this is the 4 wins in a row on a Sunday? Remember last year our Sunday record was just phenomenal.
Yeah, you're on a roll now, Uncle James.
Yeah, I thought so. All right, couple quick questions. It's fun to hear from that dude. What's his name? Jackson down in Atlanta.
Yep.
When's the last time either one of you guys have been called sir so much?
I know. I feel the same way. Aaron asked me yesterday. Yeah, Aaron asked me yesterday. He's like, "Do you feel old when it happens?" And I said, "No, I feel like his dad is moving things though for him. Like,
yes,
that's got, or he's just getting ready for the military. One of the two, right?
Great father figure. Yes.
Okay, well, what happened to Renifo? I know we DFA'd him. Is he in Nashville with Woodford, or is he gone for good?
I'm glad you asked. Cooper Pratt today got another knock. He's got 6 hits in his 6 games, 5-game hitting streak, I might add. Luis Renifo had 7 hits in the month of June before he was DFA'd. I mean, come on. I mean, you talk about the right move. That was the right move, without a doubt. Yeah, I don't know. He had 10 days to
5 to 7 days in the waiver DFA process I got here, and it is June 16th was the day he was officially DFA'd. And I don't know, do you have to resume the contract if you pick up someone who gets DFA'd, or do you get like
so.
So
I think you do.
He might clear waivers and sign for cheaper. I could see something like that, but
or someone else will just sign him for and pay him the minimum, whatever. I think he'll be picked up. I do. I think someone will put in a claim.
But the 3.5 that we signed him for, that's gone, right? They got to pay him all that regardless.
Right, yeah. Guaranteed. Brewers will have to pay him that. Yes.
Okay. Well, you bring up a good point about Pratt. Doesn't it kind of seem? I mean, nobody from the Brewers probably ever listens to this show or would even take any advice from their fans who do bring up valid points.
Yes.
Doesn't it make our Arnold a little suspect about not calling up Lara and Jet Williams? I mean, look how great Pratt's doing. We got rid of Renifo. What if he got rid of, Pukey Perkins and Joey Zero and called up that Lara dude and that Jet Williams guy? I mean, I think our team would have a lot more wins. Don't you agree?
Perkins came into last night's game on a little bit of a run.
Perkins is kind of on a heater right now, but it's a Blake Perkins heater with all due respect. I mean, he's got a hit, I think, in his last 3 games now here. Looking at what Perkins has done over the last week, if you go to his last 20 at-bats, he's 7 for 20. That's good for 350, and he has an OPS over 1,000 in that time, too, in his last 20 ABs.
That's good. And I will say this, that Joey Ortiz, in a utility role, I think is an asset to this team. I do. I know that sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but think about it. As a utility guy, that doesn't mean I'm a big proponent of David Hamilton starting every day either. It just means that if Joey Ortiz is your utility man, defensive replacement, maybe a pinch hit against lefties, because he does do well against lefties, I think he's an asset to this team. I really do. To this point. Now, could they make a move and send him down? Sure, that's a possibility. But if I were to make that move, you bring up Lara, that's the dude I would. And at some point, you would think Jet Williams is going to have a Brewers uniform on.
Right,
We'll see.
Looking at it as of late, too, for Ortiz in his 16 games in June, it is his highest monthly split since the March 4 games, in which he does have a 263, 317 on base, 342 slug. So
take that.
Yeah, I mean, if Joey Ortiz could bat 263, he could stay on this team for sure.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, what do you think? Does anybody from the Brewers listen to this show, or did they just laugh at us and hang up? Because I think You talk to all the fans. We bring up a lot of good points, and
You do.
it's amazing how passionate everybody is. We take these losses hard. And today, I'm drinking some Fireball and doing a few oneies, and I missed my nap because I work. But what the hell? So anyhow, with that, folks, spark it up. Talk to you next Sunday because no game on Thursday. And as always, keep the buzz buzzing.
Keep the buzz buzzing. Yeah.
There he is. Yeah, we do take this thing a little bit rough. Last night, ooh, man. Wow.
Brutal.
Just absolutely painful.
Painful.
That's just one of them. You'll come back and you'll get your own big wins. And there's been a couple in which you thought the Brewers lost, right? But when it goes the other way, whoa! It's just coming off a band event last night. I just got on break and I had to call you guys. It's just wow! What I had to ask you, what the hell happened? I didn't know what happened. Why was McGill in the 8th inning? And now come to find out that why he was, but a big bounce back. He mentioned a nap today. He had to get in a nap. I had the best nap of the year today.
Father's Day nap, elite nap day.
The biggest nap of the year.
Nap of the year. That's what
best nap of the year.
Most important nap of the year.
Yes, that was it today. It was an hour and a half of just bliss.
I think that's a good sweet spot too. If you go a little longer, sometimes you stay tired. If you go any shorter, you're like, was it even worth it? Hour and a half, that's a good nap period right there.
I would tend to agree. Those that nap this 20-minute thing,
crazy. Crazy.
Could you even get to sleep in 20 minutes?
The same way, the same thought. If I'm going to take a nap, I need to have sleep. An hour and change go off the time. I'm not no power napping here. That's not what I'm meaning to do.
Nicolay Law talking text line at 414-677-1250 is where we find our buddy Bodie. Bodie, what's happening? Big win for the Brewers, and how did your pop affect your love of the Brewers?
The Heat. With all due respect, this was a great performance by the Brewers today. Our bats came to play early, and to the fact of where my dad just gave me the love of the Brewers and just passed it down to me. And to the fact of where nowadays it's not like
buckle your seatbelt, Bodie.
But it me asking him like to where his love for baseball for the Milwaukee Brewers organization has gotten passed down to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no other person to thank for that than Jeffrey Duplan.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
There you go.
First name basis. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Really? The first name me?
That's awesome.
Bodie, you got a great dad there that I think he's doing a fine job raising a great kid.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Well, you have a good rest of your weekend here. What are you going to do now that school's out?
We've got a couple ball games on the schedule. Me and the family are going out to eat for steak right now. And
nice.
Yeah.
How do you like your steak, Bodie?
Medium.
Oh, okay.
What kind of steak? Porterhouse, T-bone, strip?
I like to keep it simple. I like me a sirloin.
Okay. Bone-in ribeye. Can't go wrong.
Man, I want a steak now.
I do too.
Sounds like a good idea. Thank you, Bodie.
See you, Bodie.
No problem.
There he is, Bodie.
All right. Nicolay Law, fan talking text line, 414-677-1250. On the Gasser thing, is he, because I remember doing this show a couple of years ago where it was wow, Gasser is our future.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's coming back and kind of getting into form of, I guess, a heavy lean toward that again. I don't know about a heavy lean, but a lean toward that, of being that guy that's trustworthy. You put it, let's say Gasser goes back to what we expected out of him, which is a really good pitcher, a 3. Did anyone expect Gasser to be a 1 or a 2? Maybe a 2.
I think people expected Robert Gasser to be better than Logan Henderson at a point.
I think so.
Yeah,
for sure. He was projected to be that guy, one of those top 3, let's say, a 1, 2, or a 3. And then he sort of we went to sleep on him a little bit, I think. And now you see outings like this. He doesn't throw very hard, but I think he leans on William a lot, and I think credit William here.
Absolutely, it's always credit to William. Game. Doesn't even matter whatever you say. It's credit William. I mean,
and when the Braves went into ambush mode in that inning, I want to say it was the third or fourth. I was yelling, just stay with the breaking stuff. Stay with either high fastballs or that sweeper. And he had the sweeper going today. And you did see, I did at least, Robert Gasser take a huge step in today's game. I think it was a huge step.
Right. And we had talked about this, saying that there is no pressure, only opportunity for these guys now who are all fighting for a back end rotation spot. You have to think that Miz, Harrison, Henderson, Woody all have a spot if they're healthy, and they will be in that rotation. And the next guy has opportunity, whether it's Sproat, Drowan, or Gasser. And right now, since that moment, Gasser and Drowan are the lefties, and I think they have an edge on Sproat to this point. But now Gasser has the production to back it up. And like I said, the endurance to showcase that his elbow is fine. I mean, how many times? There's no way Drowan's had a 97 pitch game this year, right? I don't think Sproat has, and I don't think what was the last one I was thinking of now?
Drowan, Sproat, and Gasser.
Gasser, yeah. I mean, Drowan and Sproat, I don't think they've had 97 pitch outings this season at any point. Like, if Gasser is willing to be able to eat innings the way that they need that last starter to do this season, that's going to also play a role into this.
And Tommy, the last starter is what we're talking about here, because best case scenario, given health. Now, Priester's out of commission here, so he's not involved anymore. But Miz, Harrison, Woody, I don't think anyone's going to argue they're your front 3. Okay, when Henderson comes back, he's in. Does anyone argue that? Probably not. So now that leaves this trifecta, or what, the trapezoid. No, but it leaves those 3 that we're talking about today, Gasser, Sproat, Drowan. That only leaves one spot open for that final spot between those 3 pitchers.
But that's a big spot to eat innings this year, is what I'm saying. Like, that's going to be a huge part. And again, you got to have another guy in case, Henderson and Woody, who have had some injury problems, now have them again this season. If Gasser is fully healthy and able to give you 97 pitch outings, I mean, that's what you were getting out of Freddie Peralta for years, and you were calling him a number 1.
Yeah, well, let's not forget that there's Coleman Crow involved as well. So once health comes back to play here, you then spin, and the Brewers then can say, well, we have an extreme amount of depth here. Then you can say that. But right now, the injuries have just crushed this rotation, and despite all that, they have a 46-29 mark. Some would say, I don't know how. Some would say it. You're seeing articles written on a national level now about the Brewers doing it again. And they're doing it with half their pitching staff hurt and a bunch of young dudes. It's crazy good. Overall, it's crazy good. All right, we'll hear from manager Pat Murphy. I think we're going to hear from Gasser.
Gasser as well.
Yeah, okay. We'll hear from the Brewers left-hander. Still a ways to go here. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Tim Allen, Tommy Wortz, and a 9-4 Brewers win.
The game is over, and it's time to hear from the skipper on the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show with Tim Allen and Tommy Wortz on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
I mean, wins today in today's game doesn't mean you pitched great or you didn't. But in today's game, for Gas to give us 6 the way he did and get stronger as the game went on, we challenged him after the first and second inning. We challenged him, and he took it well and he did a good job. I'm really happy for him. Chad Patrick, Contreras was outstanding with him and had to kind of bob and weave because he didn't really have it early, and then Contreras kept making adjustments, and it really shows you his value.
What does that look like, Murph, to challenge him? Talking about just take it from here, we need innings here?
No, I was a little sterner than that on how I approached it. It was a nice way you did it. I probably should have done it that way. I was a little more direct. It's about belief, start to believe. And I don't know if it helped. I have no idea if he even heard me, but he pitched better. It was big for us today.
Sorry. Elder's had a good year so far, especially at home, to be able to string together that many good at-bats against him in the second inning. What did you like?
Yeah, I mean, he showed why he was good. I mean, every other inning but he pitched well, I mean, he got him 6 innings. Mm-hmm. He threw less pitches than Gas, he gave him 6 innings, and, I think he was impressive except for that one inning. He's a consummate pitcher. He locates and can really put you in a spin like he did a lot of our hitters. But we had that great inning, and, credit our guys for staying on it, staying relentless.
Does an inning like that kind of take away a little bit of this thing you had the last couple of games?
Yeah, it does. It does. Especially come out with a victory today. The last 2 games were very close. We played well, and the Braves did a little bit more, and they made a few unbelievable defensive plays, and the timely hitting. Albie's 2 homers and Eli White's 2 plays. Yeah, and a lot of other great things they did. Credit them. Sale, what can you say, man? He's one of the best to do it,
What do you think about Sal doing his Spider-Man act on the right field line? It's been a couple of years since we've seen that.
Yeah, no, I mean, Sal's all in, He's going to do everything it takes to win the pitch and win the game. So I have no doubt in my mind Sal will always give us 100% more than anyone that I know.
Some in-game conversations with Robert Gasser, meaning you better shape up here. Come on now. That's how much Murph wanted this game. I mean, we don't hear about that a lot, him going to a pitcher mid-game and saying, hey, let's go here. I mean, he admitted it right there. It was a little more stern than the way McCalvey put it. That is interesting. But this dude is such a winner. He's trying to win every single game, and he read the writing on the wall. Don't you falter on me, Gasser. We got to have innings out of you at the very least. You got to soak up some innings here. And Gasser was up for the challenge. Well, maybe, guys are motivated in different ways. When your boss gets on you, Tommy, what do? You fold? Of course not. No.
The plan is to be better at the end after it, right? Gasser now on the year 1-3, his first win of the season today. An ERA.
First win in 2 years.
Yeah, first win since 2024. Good point. It's also the second game the Brewers now have won with him as a starter, and back-to-back now against Cleveland and against Atlanta today. Gasser, if you remember, his ERA was almost 5 going into today. He still hasn't pitched enough to really have it affect it. But now in 30 innings, a whip of 1.27, 31 strikeouts, and a 4.5 ERA. That's just not too shabby at all, Tim Allen.
It's starting to come down. One more performance in this range here, and I think the Brewers will feel pretty comfortable moving forward.
I agree
with Robert Gasser. They'll feel really comfortable with that. Now, he does send some accolades to Gas. Murph did. Far from it for him to say the same things about Brandon Sproat.
No, I said that to you as we were listening. I'm like, he's never said anything this nice about Brandon Sproat ever.
No,
what has never been that nice to Brandon Sproat.
And he's a huge Drohan fan.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Drohan, right? He always messes up his name. That's usually a good thing if you're on Pat Murphy's side too. On the road this year too, Gasser hadn't had that good of stuff. In his 2 road starts, he had 8 earned runs in 9 innings, so an 8 ERA during this road stand too. Again, one of them was the Athletics, and the other one in Minnesota, that being his first start back.
We keep pointing, and rightly so, a lot of the announcers and writers and ourselves, we keep, alluding back to that Vegas series. And that has impacted a lot when it comes to the pitching for the Brewers. It really has. It impacted Kyle Harrison and impacted a lot of guys. Outside of Sproat, I mean, Sproat did okay in Vegas. But we just... Don't you wish you could just take that away? It's like a bullpen ERA, a bullpen pitcher's ERA, where he has 10 great outings and 1 he blows up for a 4-run outing, and his ERA balloons. Same thing for this team as a whole, and some of the particular numbers. Just wipe away that Vegas thing as an anomaly. I mean, we just have to do that because it just was crazy. It's too crazy to kind of project any numbers into that. And that includes the Brewers offense as well. Some of the good, some of the bad needs to be taken away from that circus.
Now in the month of June for Robert Gasser, 1-2, a 3.74 ERA, 21 2/3 innings.
Nice.
Opponents hitting just 232 off of Gasser in the month.
Let's hear what Gass had to say after his performance.
Robert Gasser after the game today.
A good game. It's been a bit. What does it mean to you? Today's game, we don't look at wins, the stat the same. What does that mean to you?
It's awesome. It's obviously great to have the win next to your name, but just to help the team get a win and get a win at the back end of the series is huge.
Murph said he provided a little bit of motivation early in the game to you. What does that sound like, if you don't mind sharing?
It's more so showing up ready to go. Don't let the flow of the game dictate how I'm going to play. From pitch one, be on the attack and be pitching to win the game.
How does that 8-run cushion, 7-run cushion in the second inning help you?
It's great. It gives you the opportunity to just go out there and fill up the zone. I feel like I did that. No walks, 2 through 6, so it was good.
The amount of time that you've put into getting back to this point, does it test your confidence, and where do you feel like you're at in that process of getting back to where you were?
Yeah, I'm definitely confident. It's more so just the belief, regardless of who we're playing every single time, and just go out there and believe in my stuff and what I'm able to do.
What did you do particularly well today?
I feel like I handled a little bit of adversity well. There were some really long ABs in there, especially the first 2 innings. I looked up and saw 50 pitches, and I knew we had to figure out how to get some outs quicker. Just getting back to what I works well. Landing the sweeper for strikes was big, and just getting using the 2-seam to get outs and not try to get swing and miss or put it on the corner. Use it in the zone.
There he is.
Robert Gasser. We were just talking Olsen in there again, another 11-pitch walk in this series. He's had 2 of them. And at some point, with my attitude, I'd just have to hit him. I mean, if I only get 90 pitches, you're not going to take 11 of them. And then plus your other at-bats, there's 6 and there's 7 more. So you're taking 25 of my pitches, not you. You just take your base. Fine. But, Gasser sounded pretty good there. Sounds like he can read a lot of people say, don't read into how I sound or what I say. I think you can. I think Gasser is going through some maturity area right now. And Murph knows how to handle this. You want to massage him, or do you want to go at him, challenge him, or do you want to get into him and kick him in the tail? I remember talking to Counsell about that. Like, do you have to discipline any of these guys ever? And he said, well, yeah, sometimes. You lead people in different ways. I think maybe some of them need that at times. I think for any business, sometimes, you get a bad rap for getting in on someone. It's to tell them you need to do your job a little bit better. Oh my God, call HR. I'm being harassed. No, it's leadership skills. You handle your underlings a little bit different than most. You don't just rubber stamp everything across the board.
Do you think Murphy has the highest expectations of Robert Gasser of any of those three that we always continue to put together?
Maybe that's part of this. Yeah. Maybe he knows deep down from a baseball standpoint that Gasser is the biggest ceiling that they've gotten, those three. I mean, a lot of people are. I think it's a fascinating conversation these days with Brewers baseball when it comes down to Sproat, Drone, and Gasser. We could even throw Crow in there, and you could throw Henderson in there. I think of those five, I mean, I think you could make a case for all of them, which is a good thing.
Yeah, that's true. I was just gonna say if Gasser ends up being in the same conversation as Henderson, I think that's a good thing.
It's a great thing.
Yeah,
because we all think Henderson probably has the highest ceiling. I'm guessing
of those four, yes.
Of those 4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah, of those 5, counting Crow in there too. Oh, I didn't even mean to do that, but counting Crows. Yeah. Okay. Nice. All right. Music guy. I was just trying to show it off a little bit there.
I do like him counting Crows. But yeah, I mean that's but the first thing is they got to get healthy. You got to get these guys healthy. Woody coming back tomorrow, expected to pitch. It's not official, but you would assume he's going to start tomorrow in Cincinnati. More on that after the break. We'll get you ready for that Reds 3-game series. You're going to see a lot of the Reds, 7 of your next 10 games against Cincinnati. And Ellie De La Cruz, does he come back? We'll give you an update on that as well after the break. Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Tim Allen, Tommy Wortz, and a 9-4 salvage win for the Brewers.
Who gave the crew some breathing room? What play was it? It's time for the insurance run of the game. Brought to you by G2 Insurance, your friend in insurance. On the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show with Tim Allen and Tommy Wortz on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
And when you talk about insurance, Tommy Wortz, I mean, it's not very often we get a 3-run bomb for insurance. That just doesn't happen that often.
No, it doesn't. And William Contreras didn't even have to go down to his butt for this one.
Contreras, a drive into left. It is back and gone. Yeah. That ball was shot out of a cannon. Another home run for Contreras. Run, second inning.
Oh, I expected
this ball sounded like a gunshot off the bat.
There you go. I went back for it.
I expected your home run call.
I didn't even pull it up yet. When did that even happen? What day? I have it saved in one of these
Monday,
folders.
June 8th.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Was that a complete guess by you?
No.
Oh yeah, you're right, because it's in the next day's folder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And William Contreras just goes down to his butt. A 3-run dong off his butt. Are you kidding me?
He's starting to put up numbers now, guys.
3-run dong off his butt. Was that the last 3-run homer? That was the last 3-run homer of William Contreras since he donged off his butt.
That's that. Well, and I think that's the last Brewers 3-run homer, isn't it?
Oh, good question. No, Perkins had a 3-run bomb off Sanchez, right?
Yeah, a week ago today.
Are you kidding me?
No, we're not. But Contreras is starting to put things together.
Dude, he's one of the best, if not the best player on the team.
Agreed. And I think why he gets credited for calling a good game, I still think flies under the radar. You have to do that. You could tell in today's game, now that you put the pieces of the puzzle together, you heard from Pat Murphy and Gasser say that there was a little talking to in that second inning. You go back, and now you remember Contreras throwing a seed back to Gasser, getting him in rhythm. And that tells a story with William Contreras. It's not going to be pleasant if and when they lose him.
Well, and William Contreras, just for reference here, in case you haven't been paying attention, Contreras on the year, 299, 358, 755 775 OPS. Over the last 30 games, he's hitting 325, has a 359 and a 462 slugging. So he's over 800 on the OPS, all while the Brewers, as a pitching rotation, 3.45 team ERA. That is the 4th best in Major League Baseball.
What, 44 runs batted in now?
On the season for William, yeah, he has 7 homers, 46 driven
46.
in,
Okay.
83 hits in his 278 ABs.
And we're almost getting to the point, guys, where you can double up these numbers. So you're approaching that 81 mathematical halfway mark, where I'd like to do that. We'll do that on that show. But you double up those numbers, you've got a few guys, Bowers, Turang, Contreras, all doubled up now into the 90+ category in runs batted in.
Would you take that?
Oh yeah, we'll take that with just those 3. I mean, come on, but there may be more. That was your insurance runs of the game, brought to you by G2 Insurance, your friend in insurance.
In sports, you want a teammate who's been there before. In Wisconsin, that teammate is G2 Insurance Services. They are not just an agency. They are your friend in insurance. Whether you're a business owner needing a specialized BOP or a homeowner protecting your family, G2 builds relationships on honesty and value. From auto and home to complex commercial coverage, Tom and the team at G2 have been the neighborhood pros since 2004. Don't get caught without a game plan. Call G2 Insurance Services today at 262-784-0644 or visit them at g2ins.com.
Okay, time for Would You Take? Would you take Brandon Woodruff tomorrow in game 1 of this 3-game series in Cincinnati, Great American Ballpark? He can score runs there. Would you take 5 innings of 2-run ball?
Yeah, 100%. That's not even a question. Five. You said 5, and
5.
I'm done. I don't need any other stat after that.
Get 5.
5 and healthy, we will take.
Yeah, see, it's tough with him, and I think it's tough with some players not to walk around on eggshells when it comes to injuries. I understand the challenge there. I tend to do a forceful, mind-altering kind of attitude, and that is, I'm not going to think about that. I'm going to think about him just being healthy, and that's that. I mean, but again, it creeps in, and you don't want to see Brad Epstein and about 1 out in the third.
No, that would be worst case scenario for sure. Jared Jones of the Pittsburgh Pirates was just coming off elbow stuff today, this season, has made 5 starts and then took a comebacker today off the pitching arm for against the Colorado Rockies for Pittsburgh. And that's just something that, again, got to avoid all the scenarios. Even if Woody's arm doesn't fall off, which isn't a not 0% chance, it feels like this season, just getting out of the way of anything, just focus on making the pitches and getting out healthy.
5 innings, 2 runs is where I'm going to set that bar at. And is Ellie De La Cruz going to be activated? It's possible for the Cincinnati Reds tomorrow. Go figure.
Yeah, sure looks like that'll be the timing right now. Ellie De La Cruz has been on rehab stint with the Louisville Bats. He went yard on the 19th, so a couple of days ago. Apparently, there's some tweets out there that have said that Ellie De La Cruz texted Tito Francona after his rehab game on Friday saying, quote, "Be there tomorrow." And I don't think he's been in the Reds lineup since, but that would like you to believe that he wants to get to playing, and it's probably a good lineup for the Reds with a divisional game. First time the Brewers are seeing the Reds. Did you know, Tim, I have no factual proof of this, but this is the latest in the season they've ever played the Reds for the first time.
For the first time.
It's got to be, right?
It has to
It's got to be. What, we're going to 75 games until the Brewers played the Reds? It's not possible. There's no way it's been that long since they joined the National League.
And and it is super important that you get off to a decent start head-to-head here. You're going to face these guys, as I said. It's a 3-game series off day, 3-game series back home against the Cubs, then a 4-game series against these same Cincinnati Reds. 7 of your next 10 games in 11 days going to be against Cincinnati. You talk about ownership. Let's get one tomorrow. I love the fact that they position this as Woody to open the series, thus subsequently pushing Miz back to game 1 against the Chicago Cubs on Friday. That's just a beautiful thing. I don't think that happened by accident. They're going to tell you it probably did. Well, because of the off day and Woody and la, 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 la. Miz was going to pitch that game 1 against the Chicago Cubs this coming Friday night. But some road to hoe here before that. And as we said, 3-game series against the Reds. It starts tomorrow at 6:10. You've got the leadoff show.
5 o'clock. We got you guys covered, getting you ready before game 1, Brewers Reds. Brandon Woodruff returns. Brady Singer on the bump for Cincinnati.
All right, and then after the game, we'll be right here in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios with the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show. 9-4, the Brewers get a feel-good, much better than that, win today to salvage a game, and weren't for a couple of hitters yesterday, they'd have taken the series, but you move on. A 46-29 mark. 17 games over 500? You sweep them, you'll get to your high water mark. How about that?
Would love that.
Oh, man. That'd be 20 over. Take that. And then head into that off day and then the Cubs series. All right, for Tommy Wortz, my name is Tim Allen. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. And as always, smile, Wisconsin. Bob Uecker is smiling back.
Just smile.